Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Miss JD once again for another episode of our daily stock market insights. And in this video, I am going to review some of the stocks that you guys requested, and some of these actually were requested a few days ago that I was not able to include in my video yesterday. So I hope Raul, where this one here, Raul for FNI, CLI. I hope you still have a position for these and you'll see value in the insights later. John, I'll include FILRT and JMAR, GSMI. And yeah, the rest I'll go and check the most trending stocks, and I'll focus my discussion on technicals, all right? As I mentioned in my previous video, a lot of these insights are purely technicals and very, very simple and straightforward type of analysis. So I hope you see a value and you can get, some bite-sized learnings from the videos I do every single day. But whatever indicator you are using, go ahead and continue that. Just we can at least use this video as a way of comparing notes. Okay, for now, I'm inviting everyone, if this is the first time you're watching my video, feel free to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you are always updated whenever I have new videos. All right. So, um I'd like to first talk about the index, and let's try to understand the overall movement of the blue chip companies that are included in the index. Okay, as I mentioned yesterday, we are already in the profit taking area because we ended red, and in today's market performance it was supported by another red day. So this is a 0.52% decline from the previous day, with another huge volume for our foreign selling right there. And although what's nice here is that we are very near an MA20 line, and I want to expand this on a weekly chart. Actually, I did try to do some plot. I plotted some areas earlier. So this is in a weekly chart. This is your MA20 line. So in case it drops, the next area to focus on would be 7,150. So this simply means that some of our major players right now are also on a profit-taking mode, that are pushing or pulling the price down in the index. Okay, but nothing to be alarmed at the moment. No major news that could potentially break these key areas I've plotted. So chances are it will just do probably slight overshoot. The most would be around the 6,991. But my overall take here is that it will just bounce within the area and then continue its uptrend. Overall, look at this. This is still in an uptrend coming from this point over here. When we drop, where we have created some higher lows, and then when it recovered, created some higher high, comparing it from here to here. So let's see if we have another higher low at this point and continue to create higher highs. So that's my take on the index. All right. The next that I want to review would be um FNI. Was that FNI? Yes, FNI. FNI. Okay. FNI, let's first check out the news if there is any. So let's open this. There is an acquisition, and okay, acquisition of 24% shareholding in Sisha Nectar Port Services. Okay, so that's nice. Okay. This was back well, that was 19 days ago. So it's not a very fresh news at all, but what's nice about the technicals is right away I can see that this is something promising. Okay, we have officially crossed the MA20 line on a weekly chart, by the way. So we have just started the week. So this means that this is not representative of the entire week yet. We don't know if within the week it could have a bearish sentiment and would drop right here. So since it's on a weekly chart, I am going to still plot the next possible support, which is around the 2 peso 2.03 area. But let's try to check our daily. Okay, so between the price dropping up at the 2 peso area, if I go to the daily chart, my sentiment is somehow on a more positive side. Okay, so I have a feeling if this kind of volume is sustained as we move higher and higher, imagine this is a constricted Bollinger Band, and then as we continue, even these minimal movements here, the volume is there. And then today we triggered the upper Bollinger Band. So that means that the overall sentiment is on a positive side, right? This volume over here, 4% increase here, is supported by huge volume. So chances are, I feel that there will be continuation tomorrow. We're not even in the overbought level yet. So most likely this will attract traders, guys. Okay, because imagine this, we have dropped so much, right? And then we are breaking in the short term, we have broken out of that downward channel. So chances are there will be a continuation tomorrow. They most likely will have a lot of volume here. I mean trades. So it could be highly volatile. But then again, you can use that to your advantage. Because if it drops, probably right at this area over here, you can set your entry point, right? You can place a buy order around the 2.19 area and then leave it right there. If it gets hit, then all good. And you are already in a position. Because overall, in the perspective of position trading, this is already a good area to uh, start entering. You can start entering and giving yourself an exposure here. 2.19, that's the nearest support. Okay, if you would like to understand where you can potentially take profit next, would be nearest, my take is around 2.74. That's the nearest possible area of profit taking, and that could give you how much? That could give you a good 24%. So if you don't want to wait, because we don't really know how long it takes for that to be reached. In some occasions, it will just take 3 days, 2 to 3 days if there's really good volume. But sometimes it would take a week or two. We don't really know, but it depends. But just want to show you right now that if you enter right here and you exit right at the 2.72 area, it'll give you a potential gain of 24%, right? So I think that's a good sign. We are starting to show some bullish movements now. CLI. CLI had, I think this one is an update that they had 13 days ago. Over here, it mentioned something about their revenue. Wait, hold on. I don't think you see it. I think they've just so this was 13 days ago, a news, and then it talked about, let me erase that, acquisition. See that A means acquired. So these people hold on. This person over here, who is a director, vice vice president for marketing, bought some more shares. A is acquired, and these are the number of shares at this price level. So imagine that. See, um, he bought several shares. So that's a good indicator that people in the organization find their stock already at a very cheap level, considering that uh, they might have known something that's already in their pipeline, probably a project that they know about, or the revenue, they found that the revenue is on a positive side. So probably that's the reason why they have started acquiring some more. Now let's take a look at CLI. On a weekly chart, I'd say we are still on sideways, which is a good time actually to start buying when people are not that interested, and the level is still very at a very cheap level, and you want to buy. That's the best time to invest. Okay, because when the volume is already there, and then um, the price is starting to move up, then chances are you will be able to buy it at a more expensive area. But the downside here is that this is really the profile of a position trader. We try to enter at the area where it's really very cheap, but the downside is it might take some time. So imagine this: if you've been accumulating since September, to this day it's still sideways. But if you're willing to wait and you don't need the money any moment from now, this is actually a good area to start buying. Because until such time, the volume or the traders or the institutions start to show interest in this, chances are it's just a day or two you'll have these massive moves like this. See that? Because there's big volume. Okay, so try to think how the institutions think. That's the takeaway there. Overall, if I'm to look at revenue, their revenue, they had some good gains. I saw this earlier today. They had some good gains in the third quarter. Actually, throughout the year, they had some good gains over here. Maintained at the 2 billion level for revenue in a quarterly, and then net income is net profit margin is around 22.24%, which is impressive considering that a lot of the businesses since 2020 2021 they've been badly hit, and some are even on a negative, but this company maintained to be on the positive side throughout the year. Okay, we even have fourth quarter of 2020 over here. Um, Still a little bit lower than the months last year, but at least they were on a positive. Okay, so that's a good sign. Cash flow back in December 2020 was negative, but imagine this: September 2021, it's already on a positive side. Okay, so go ahead and maybe share your thoughts. I know my fundamental analysis is very raw. I would appreciate if you guys could also share your thoughts around this. But in terms of technicals, I'd say this is the area where you can start accumulating. It is still an accumulating phase for CLI, right? No, not much volume here as of yet, still very small. So I'm thinking we will still have an opportunity to enter anywhere between 2.83 to 2.92. My take here is CLI is still good overall in terms of fundamentals and technicals. Next is FILRT. Philinvest REIT. Okay, so I didn't see this the past few days, and I just noticed it today that this is already very high up there. So this was the area where we could have entered. Hopefully, who asked this again? John, I hope you were able to enter at a very cheap level right here and are already profitable. If you, let's say, if you entered right here, this could already be 6% up. Okay, so right now, where is the resistance? This is the resistance that I see. See this? There's an accumulation that's happening right here. And then we experience some weakness. So that means, notice right here, you are already at the overbought level. And then slowly the volume is gone and there was a breakdown. So people are already profitable were profitable during this time, and then profit taking happened. But good thing it wasn't that far enough, and it just created a solid support right at the 740. And now the next support, and then the next resistance I see is most likely it will go back to this area first. But look at this, there's still volume. There is still volume. So the chances of it continuing would be really high. I see that there will still be 1.84. But this is already an area of, profit taking level, a profit taking level. So hopefully you have already entered way before this level and are just waiting when to take and, harvest your profit. Next is GSMI. GSMI, you had a breakout. This is a breakout. You had good volume right here. And this is an all-time 52-week high. Okay, so you have a volume. You had a breakout. So chances are there will be a continuation. Okay, so if you are invested here for long term, um, don't exit yet. I think there will still be some push to the upside. Okay. So again, my profile is I'm a position trader and a long-term investor. So if you ask me, if you want to enter right here, make sure to watch the market because I already find this expensive. But for those people who may have already entered right um, below that, don't exit yet because we are in a 52-week high. We just broke out of that resistance. So chances are it will create something like this. I don't know, 1 to 2 days more to push the price even higher. And then it will retest your previous resistance. It will go back to that level and create another support. Sometimes it will take few days right there before it goes up again. Okay, so that's my take. One, if I may repeat, if you have already entered, don't exit yet because there might be a continuation. Number two, if you still want to enter, make sure you watch the market because chances are it can go back. So maybe what you can do is, if you're on the conservative side, let it go up, and then when it goes back and retests new levels for support, then that's where you enter. Okay, so it really depends on your profile. Okay, next is SGP. SGP, I have to put this on probably an hourly chart. Okay, so in an hourly chart, we are just showing very, very minimal movements, respecting the MA20 line. It's just moving, following the path of the MA20 level. So this is still an accumulation. Try to enter as near as you can in this area. So we are creating this ascending support right over here. So chances are you can still haggle for a few cents, probably around 13 peso and 10, around that. Actually, wherever it is at right now, it is still a good area to try out. Okay, but in terms of fundamentals, I do not have any additional information why this stock has dropped so much. See this from a 393 down to the 13 peso level. So if you know the backstory, feel free to share, guys. At least we could see, you could be, enlightened why it it dropped so much and it's now only worth 13 pesos. Okay, in terms of fundamentals, let's see. SGP. Maybe this is a stock that doesn't have much in terms of in terms of finances, or yeah, quarterly they only had 2 quarters worth of data. 2020 they were negative, so not nice. Quarterly, at least they started earning come June, but we don't have a data for December and March. Okay. Ay, cash flow negative. So a lot of inconsistencies in their financials, no? What's your thought, guys? But in terms of technicals, oops, I need to go back to this. Maybe my suggestion here is that if you really want to get in here, wait for that volume to spike up again, because right now there's not much volume. So chances are, if you will enter right here, and if we don't have a lot of participants, maybe if you want to buy or sell, it will not be executed in a timely manner. It will just waste your time. But um, just let me know, guys. I don't know the entire story of SGP. Can you share probably why it dropped so much? Okay. For the next stock, it's LTG. LTG. Okay, so I already plotted a line right here, and overall I see sideways. But there's a 12 million foreign buying today. Okay, so that's nice. And we're just sitting right at the area very near the MA20 line. So if you still are interested in getting in, I think I don't see any problem. We're still at a very cheap level. Imagine it dropped um by, let me see, how much was this? It's almost a 38% drop, and now we're back at the 29%. So maybe if you can yield some 15 to 20% gain, that's already noticeable. Overall, we are at a very cheap level. Most likely it will just continue to move sideways. Your Bollinger Band is very constricted, but once it triggers, let's say, the upper Bollinger Band with the right volume, I have a strong feeling it will continue to move up even some more. Okay, so that's it for CLI, FNI, Invest REIT, GSMI, SGP, and LTG. But let me see if we still have enough time. Okay, so the video is already a bit long. I hope you guys had a good profitable trades today, and I hope you have some green port. Overall, let's continue this daily rigor. I've been out for a few months, so trying to adjust again, my technical analysis. So it's a work in progress, and I hope I did not bore you this evening. In the meantime, feel free to drop a comment. Let me know if there are any stocks you'd like me to review, and I will include that in my next video. For now, uh, it's 11 in the evening. Time to check my positions in the US market. Thank you guys for watching, and bye bye for now.